That's not the way you think. I'm not sitting here wearing a mask just because every second YouTuber is doing this now, thinking it's an original way to attract your attention and remind you that, surprise, surprise, we're in the middle of a pandemic. No, I'm actually doing this to illustrate a point, which is, you can only face the truth if you can see that the truth has a face. And that's a face of a friend. Think about all those times when you shared something personal with another person. Chances are that you did that only after you saw some signs of acceptance in that person's face. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it. And the more time you spend with such people, the more you become like them. Because that's our tendency, to mirror, to imitate the people we like. Now, I remember the time when I was an English teacher at a language school, and one of my students was a middle-aged businessman. And he would always make these funny faces during the classes, like something like that. And one day, I got the chance to teach his daughter. Even if nobody had told me, I would still have recognized her. Imagine the same facial expressions, but on an 8-year-old girl. She was so similar, not only because they were family, but because she mirrored what she saw in her father's face. And that's what our tomorrow's meditation will be about. Mirroring what we see in our father's face. Let's read John chapter 14, verses 1 to 12. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I am going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way? Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really knew me, you would know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. Philip said, Lord, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us. Jesus answered, Don't you know me, Philip, even after I have been among you such a long time? Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. Why do you ask me, show us the Father? Don't you believe that I am in the Father and that the Father is in me? The words I say to you are not just my own. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing his work. Believe me when I say that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Or at least, believe on the miracles themselves. I tell you the truth. Anyone who has faith in me will do what I have been doing. He will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. You know what? We are all copycats. But we all have a choice. We can choose whether to imitate the selfishness and greed we see around, or to dive into the deep and imitate the Father. And we already look like him. Think about that for a second. If you don't like your face, if you'd rather hide it behind a mask even when the pandemic is over, realize that your face has something uniquely divine to it. And when you show the love of the Father to other people, for a moment, in that moment, that person may feel as if God was looking at her or him. And how is God looking at you? If you'd like to know that, join me tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central European Time. That's what our meditation will be about. Bye-bye.